Try to make this as brief as possible just so it uploads quicker. Bulletin point style. I guess a lot of you are under the impression that this swine Swayze guy I keep calling out was actually Brad Pitt in disguise. I've already noted that and documented it long ago. I think Pitt was down there a few times, mainly to act as bait for a lot of these girls that I used to know. I've already put that in a longer video that I'm trying to figure out how to upload. YouTube's being a little... I can understand why though. 15-hour long videos of jackasses playing video games. But no. There was a character named Mike Swayze, middle name Wayne. So all the Batman references I was trying to make apparently didn't help me at all. But that's the retarded swine who was used as a bit of a patsy for two different things: to commit as many satanic crimes as possible and to be prison bait for me. I reached out and snatched the life right out of him. I'm in prison, no questions asked. And all the people that I was trying to save end up in another swine hole. Some illuminated cop flashing that while I'm behind bars just to drive me crazy. No thank you. I tested that theory and I proved it. One of the swine, Tim Ross Cully, was a little bit shorter than me, kind of wormy, rat face. I'm pretty sure he was even actually the year of the rat. But he gets capped down there in the riverbed. You can actually look this up, Lompoc Riverbed Murder, Google it. And no matter what I tried to get boots in the sand down in that riverbed, they only ever smiled at me. Tim Cully gets shot in the head and the freaking cops were there, huffing and puffing, before he even finished bleeding. Also, the dude that did the shooting was gunned down literally 2 blocks into Lompoc, like they were fucking waiting for that guy. I can understand if that had taken place in the middle of the day, but it was literally people the crack of dawn. They were waiting for that situation. Oh, crap. Besides, even Brad Pitt's own bodyguards mentioned that he was too much of a bitch for anything heavy, which really has me curious as to why Julie would... Never mind. Trying to figure out what gremlins do is part of the reason I'm maybe not verbalizing my speech as intellectually as people remember me doing so. It's a beautiful sunset in Malibu. I've been in this section of Malibu for about a week now, so it's no surprise. Different crackheads and worms and swine and gremlins that are trying to get in on this. There's only so many places I can spend an EBT card and pick up Wi-Fi at a Starbucks. So literally all they have to do is sit in the parking lot and wait for me to show up and then tell everybody they called me over here or something. But it's, again, blatant logic denial in favor of whatever isn't the truth, from what I can tell. Observation, repetition, trial and error, writing it down, documenting, stacking up all these coincidences. It adds up, people. There's a bit of a science behind what I'm doing, method to the madness, if you will, but the gut punch is realizing just how much of society does not care. And awkwardly enough, the book that's right under this little tablet suggests that over and over and over. Even if one were raised from the dead, they would by no means believe you. Stop up their ears, shut their eyes, stomp their feet. Anything but accept. And literally, what am I talking about here? Don't murder, don't rape, don't steal. But I'm the one everybody's throwing rocks at? That's another thing that kills me, and I should end this at 5 minutes just so it uploads. At the beginning of all this, let's go ahead and try to paint the picture here. You have a group of celebrities trying to get back at me because they thought I was a bad guy. So they get together with a bunch of bad guys and start committing actual crime to get back at me over phallic bullshit. I then prove myself to be that masked vigilante doing a bunch of hero shit, and they get twice as upset and turn up the volume on making sure everybody I used to know is tortured to death. And every little attempt I made at trying to stop it was non-stop rocks thrown at me by yours truly, you. So I don't know. Were they mad at me for being a bad guy, or were they mad at me for being a good guy? Who knows? But the reality of the situation is everybody praised and paraded for a bunch of satanic tweaking swine that were actually committing Luciferian level crime. And once again, no matter how much of this proof I throw out on the table, it just... logic denial. Logic denial, logic denial. Like your fucking lives depend on it. Unagi, motherfuckers. Know your enemy. Rule 1.